got to have a moment with his abusive father, who they set up to be this big thing in the entire MCU, and it was mostly played for laughs. And then he's like, oh yeah, eventually I forgave you, Dad. But I'm like, when the fuck did he forgive his dad? Like in Homecoming, he was like, oh, I sound like my dad. And I guess he forgave him during the 5-year time jump. But that's my fucking issue with the whole movie, is there's so many major developments. He forgives Steve. He forgives everybody during a 5-year time jump. And like, look, I get it. You got to speed shit along because it's like a 3-hour movie instead of a 6-hour movie. But it's just those like monumental developments that just happen. I just hate fucking time jumps. That's probably it.
Yeah, exactly.
Time jumps.
I agree with that. All right, so more movies that fucking suck ass. Far From Home. Let's talk about that shit.
Oh, hold on. Can we make sure that we're live right now? Does anybody know?
It says we're live, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere either.
God damn it.
So unprofessional. I'm fucking leaving, man.
Yeah, fucking sneak energy over here trying to like, because not drinking it.
I mean, yeah, we should be. I see it now.
Okay.
Wait, click on the video. Is it live?
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Oh, cool. All right, so Far From Home. First of all, Alex, we talk about this every fucking time that we talk, which is like kind of annoying, but whatever. There is such an emotional gravitas that is taken away when Spider-Man is not the guardian of New York City in the movie. Like, I just think it's like I get it. Like, yeah, like, oh, I want to break from this. I want to break. I need to like, chill for a little bit. That defeats like an entire fucking purpose of his character. That's like not realized in the movie.
Dude, I was just explaining this to the Film Hub boys, the competing podcast. No, I'm just fucking kidding. I was just explaining this to the Film Hub boys that, in my opinion, this is all my opinion, prefacing that so I don't get shit on for like
same here.
Yeah. But you can bend a character, but there's a point where you bend him so far that he breaks. And isn't the character. It's like when Batman straight up fucking murders people. That's exactly the character. And I think not even just taking Spider-Man out of New York, but when you take like crucial elements, like every action he does has a big consequence, or his life fucking sucks most of the time, or like any of those fundamentals of Peter Parker, just Uncle Ben. Like, I'm not asking for them to have a dream sequence with Uncle Ben. I'm just asking for Peter to mention his fucking dead father who raised him in one of these movies. And not just like imply, just be like, oh yeah, my Uncle Ben who literally taught me all my morals. And when you just ignore it because they're trying to be fresh and they're trying to be different, then it becomes something that's not the character. Like,
what really like strikes me is how many people who are like, I would consider like real Spider-Man fans call like Tom Holland, like that Spider-Man, like the definitive Spider-Man, and like that it's so faithful, and it's like it's just not though. Like it's just,
like that's what I was fucking saying, man. It's like you can like MCU Spider-Man. I'm not gonna yell at you for fucking liking MCU Spider-Man, but you can't spout that he's the most comic accurate or like the best representation of the character in the books, because that's just not true. Like it's its own character, and if you like that, that's great and that's fine, and that's your business to like that. But like to say like, oh my God,
it's not Peter Parker.
He's the most comic accurate Peter Parker. It's just like no.
At a certain point, Peter's got to stop with the fucking fanboy shit. Like, I feel like I'm reading a Kamala Khan comic book. It's really fucking annoying. Like you are one of them too.
I know, and
Peter, the first time he sees the Avengers in the comics, he's like,
"Fuck you!
Whoa, you guys are the Avengers. That's crazy. You guys trying to invite me? Like, can I be one of you?" And they're like, no. Like, you're annoying. And he's like, well, fuck you guys. I'll go do my own thing.
Dude, and like in the first issue of Spider-Man, when he in the Ditko shit, when he tries to go join the Fantastic Four to make some cash, and when they're like, oh, we don't make any money, Peter literally says, I have bigger things to worry about. Fuck you, and then swings out the window. And it's just like, how can so many fans on the internet say that, like, oh, he's so comic accurate? Like, if you read anything, you know that he's not searching for the approval of the Avengers. Like, he has a chip on his shoulder. He doesn't care about anyone's approval other than like Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Or like, even if you, and then people, I saw this argument.
He clearly doesn't care of anybody's approval, because he only cares that Spider-Man is doing the right thing. Like, that's why he's constantly late for class. He's constantly sacrificing all of his personal like emotions and all that stuff that Peter cares about. Peter might care about the Avengers' approval, but it's not about Peter. Yeah, that's the point of the character, and they just. Anyway.
And even if we're running with like the MCU Spider-Man's arc, I think that the guy in Civil War is a different guy than the one in Homecoming, because like even if you just look at the dynamics of him talking to Tony in that one scene, like he sticks up for himself, like he fucking has balls, but And then in Homecoming, it's all about trying to like get the approval of Tony Stark. And then at the end, he learns the lesson that he doesn't need Tony Stark. So he says, like, keep your suit. I'm okay. But then the next movie, he gets the suit anyway, which I guess is circumstantial, but that's fine, okay? And then this movie looks like, oh, I have to be the next Spider-Man, not the next Iron Man. And isn't that the lesson he already learned like 4 times?
Yeah, I don't like that he's still wearing the Iron Spider suit at the beginning of that movie.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Nothing.
You know what I mean?
That. Yeah, no, I get you. Nothing.
And also at the beginning of Endgame, or not at the beginning, but when he comes back, that he's just like Iron Spider kill mode, and he just knows that like it has this kill mode that he never used before or anything like that. Like,
yeah, he did use it in Homecoming though, because he was like, he
turned it off.
Yeah, like the suit was like, hey man, like there's some bad guys over there. You're trying to fuck them up. He's like, let's go. It's like, all right, initiate kill mode. He's like, wait, no, chill, turn that off.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine then.
And I could bitch about that all day. I just was talking to like a guy. I was talking to my friend about this, about how like that just irks me too, as like just a Spider-Man fanboy. The fact that like Peter Parker would use insta-kill, and B, this billionaire put a kill feature in a 15-year-old suit, and not a single person in the entire fucking Marvel universe questions that. And I get that like it's played for comedy and it's cool, but I'm just like, Spider-Man's
to be fair though, like that he was also never supposed to have access to that, like
because he broke the training wheels thing.
So that,
I just hate the fucking AI suit to begin with.
Okay, so here's I was biting my tongue, letting
I wouldn't say that he was never supposed to have access to it.
Yeah, I mean, like
when he was ready.
When he was ready. So like, but even then, I still don't think a Spider-Man shouldn't have a kill mode. But regardless, so from my perspective, I am like the opposite of you guys. I've never read a Spider-Man comic book in my life. I don't really give a shit, to be honest. So for me, well, I like Homecoming. I don't know what to tell you. I just watched the Far From Home trailer, and I like the movie. I like the trailer. To me, it makes the MCU Spider-Man makes complete sense for the universe that it's in. And now the thing is that I can completely understand and see what you guys are saying about like how this isn't like how Spider-Man like normally is. And I do have a lot of gripes. Like, I don't like AI suit. I just not a fan of it. I also don't like the fact that like literally Spider-Man's tagline is "You are friendly neighborhood Spider-Man," and this motherfucker is constantly not in the neighborhood. Like, that don't make sense to me.
That's what it is.
I couldn't believe in that fucking trailer when he said you're not the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man or some shit. I was like,
and then Samuel Jackson's like, "Bitch, you been to space," and it's like, I mean, true, but like,
dude,
yeah,
Peter's
been
so much out of the trailer when that line dropped, and like, yeah, it's a funny fucking line. It was just so, I don't know why, but like when Sam Jackson went full Sam Jackson for a second, I was like, oh shit. But yeah, no, that's good, man, that you like it. I fucking wish I wasn't a nerd and could just walk in there and be like, oh, this is a cool version of Spider-Man, the MCU. Yeah. But I have like the baggage of like growing up learning to fucking read by reading like classic fucking Spider-Man books.
Yeah, like I see that stuff and I'm like, damn, that really sucks. Homecoming is fun as fuck, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy it.
No, dude, it's a fun movie. I'm not saying it's not a fun movie. It's just like there's just so many choices that are made in that movie that just kind of like piss me off in terms of like, all right, it's like you said, like maybe if I wasn't like a fucking diehard Spider-Man fan my entire life, I'd be more chill with it. But like, legitimately, like it's like his arc is not he wants to be the next Iron Man. His arc is that basically he wants to be secure himself and help the fucking city.
Like I get that, but I think in this universe, like, okay, so I understand you guys are talking about from like I get it, like you guys are talking about from like a Spider-Man perspective. Like, I guess because I don't have that knowledge base, I don't have that foundation, so to me, like, it doesn't hit as hard. And like, I understand that, but I think like the way that they're setting up like the Iron Man like mentorship, and now Spider-Man is like, he feels like, because the whole thing is like Iron in the trailer, the guy's like, I forgot his fucking name, the little assistant, Happy. He's like, hey man, like, you know, I think like Tony Stark was okay with like leaving, knowing he had you to like to do this shit. And like, I feel like that's a big, huge opportunity for Spider-Man to really come into his own as well and like break that.
As Iron Man?
No, like
no. I can see, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, that by the end of this movie, he'll grow into the Spider-Man that like the majority of people can love. But also, it's just like, why are you involving Nick Fury and Maria Hill then? If you're ditching the whole mentorship and like making him his own hero, but yet you still have, and that's all contractual stuff. Like, that's fucking like, oh, Sony gets to use the MCU characters in their fucking Spider-Man movies because Marvel's also making the movie, so they're gonna take every MCU character they can get and put it in there.
See, so like the point that I'm at now is like I think that from Far From Home, it's gonna be about Spider-Man becoming the Spider-Man you guys are talking about, like kind of how like you just said. However, we don't know if that's gonna be the case. If it still comes out that like he's still this version of Spider-Man, then I'll be right on board with you guys saying like this shit is whack. Because I also do want that Spider-Man that even though I didn't grow to love him like you guys did, there's still, I mean, Spider-Man's a huge part of anybody's childhood that's my age. Yeah. You know, we grew up on the Raimi films, at the very least Spider-Man cartoon and stuff. Like, we want to see that guy. So like I think that this is gonna like build towards that. But of course, like if it's not, then I hope it is, man. I'll be right with you guys.
I hope we can all come together, like the entire fucking Spider-Man fan base. Yeah. Feel like they did it fucking finally. We can all go to sleep, but no one will ever be fucking happy.
That is true.
That's the internet. But
all right, so let's open this trailer real quick. All right, so can I give you like, first of all, like it was so ironic how Tom Holland said like, yeah, you know, don't watch this movie if you don't want to get spoiled for Endgame, and the entire trailer is literally spoiler upon laying out the plot so fucking blatantly. It's kind of annoying. Like.
Oh, that's the Sony way, though, is to show the whole movie.
Sony sucks. Right? It's just like, God,
I don't even care, though. I watched this trailer and I was like, the second you put Mysterio in the movie and you made it like seem like he's not the villain, made it abundantly clear where this was going.
Okay, so this is what I think is going to happen. All right, so, and if this turns to be the plot of the movie, get fucked. I don't care if it's spoiled.
It is the plot of the movie, what he's about to say.
Okay, so Quentin Beck in the comics is a special effects master and basically uses special effects to try and make it seem like he's this all-powerful god or some kind of like illusionist that has special magical abilities. I think for sure what happened is basically all the elementals and shit you see in the trailer, like the water guy, the rock guy, the fire guy, the shit like that, that is all manipulations that he is making, and he capitalized on Thanos' snap to say, oh, I'm from another universe, because he's trying to chase either fame or glory, or is trying to, you know, be a superhero when he's really not. And then Spider-Man is going to like, oh shit, I try and like, you know, fight these guys, and like they're either holograms, they just kind of disintegrate. Like, what the fuck? And that'll be in the halfway point of the movie. And then basically he'll find out that Quentin Beck is destroying public property and is like basically putting people in harm's way to have this illusion that he's fighting these grand, like, you know, aliens or some shit. And then basically that'll be the whole conflict of the movie. Like, Spider-Man finds out that he's doing this shit. He'll probably do something like he'll frame Spider-Man with some kind of hologram or whatever. Like,
so it's like it's like a worse version of Spider-Man 2, right? With the mentor figure going bad and yeah, no, I know, I feel that. But dude, have you read the fucking fan theory that I tweeted out as a joke that apparently is a real thing going around?
No.
Oh,
that Quentin Beck is Peter Parker from a different dimension.
They won't do that. They won't do that.
Dude, that's what I said. They wouldn't do that, but you gotta think. No, would they do that?
When I first watched the trailer, and they were like, "I'm from a different," or like he was like, "We could use you on my Earth." I was like, "Oh shit, we're doing this." And then I was like, "Oh shit, Quentin Beck said that."
Yeah, I know, and he's probably bullshitting. Yeah.
But like the idea of that was like
so obvious.
I was like, God damn it! Like, that would have been cool.
Maybe the plot twist will be like, oh, we think he's bullshitting, and then it turns out he's not bullshitting.
Even worse.
Like, I just feel like, dude, isn't that such a like? It's fucking Mysterio, and if you do like a Wikipedia search, like anybody could piece together that he's bullshitting about being from a different Earth, and he's a bad guy. And it just seems, I don't feel like well, maybe they would. I don't know. I just don't feel like they do something that's pretty a simplistic plot. And maybe like if the execution's really good, it'll be good. But it just feels like, the mentor that Peter like blindly trusts at first turns out not to be a mentor, and he's kind of a piece of shit. And then Peter's like, fuck the mentor. I'm going to be the next Spider-Man, not the next Iron Man. The end.
And dude, like, honestly, if they wanted to go in the whole fucking multiverse thing, why the fuck wouldn't they have Spider-Gwen in that fucking movie? Why the fuck wouldn't they have somebody who's actually from another dimension that is Spider-Man? Where literally that would actually have a sense of emotional arrival, where it's like, we could use you in my world because another Spider-Man is saying it to him. That would actually make sense.
Wait, wasn't there like another Spider-Man like swinging around?
No, it's Spider Noir. He's wearing the noir suit.
Oh, true.
He's just wearing but I feel like,
by the way,
he wears like 3 different suits in this movie.
I didn't know that.
Dude, it's like an easy way to get Venom and all that shit's like back ass connected. That's what it's about, I think. Mentioning the multiverse is like, well, it would make no sense that the X-Men exist in the MCU because then like since superheroes are beloved and mutants are supposed to be, you know, like fucking shunned. Now they can come from a universe where mutants are shunned. But that
robs that, because okay, see, now you guys are like Spider-Man, like X-Men was my shit. So like the X-Men's whole thing is that they're shunned, is that like nobody fuck, like get the fuck out, you mutie, and like if they come here and everybody's like, yo, Wolverine, what's up? I'm gonna be like, nah, this ain't it. I don't like that,
dude. It's just I've just noticed that a lot of like I gotta word my hot takes correctly, but
let it fly. Go fly.
In my opinion, as these Marvel movies progress, and I'm not saying like, oh, it's fucking Disney's fault. As these Marvel movies progress, they get lighter and lighter and lighter, and more serious moments become like, you know, they're there. Like Endgame had a ton of like serious, emotional, weighty moments, but it also had tons of moments that could have been serious and filled with emotional weight that weren't. And I feel like it's just some of it's really light, and Spider-Man's never been a light character, and they made Spider-Man a really light character. And now, like, if the X-Men come in, are they going to be light fluff?
I would not appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, that's what I'm just worried, man. I'm just the one guy. Everyone's on the end. I'm like, oh, man. I want stories that like punch me in the fucking gut.
Yeah,
not just by subverting your expectations.
Exactly, and a lot of like. See, like, I think maybe the reason I didn't fucking love Endgame is because I'm a bitch and knew the spoilers before I went in. So, like, I knew that Iron Man died. Like, that is what I knew going in. So when he died, I didn't cry or anything. Maybe, and I expected to cry because I thought the execution of that moment would make me cry, but it didn't. And I don't know if that's, like, a thing about the way I just, like, don't emotionally respond to the Russo directing style, which could be fucking possible. It's all subjective shit. Or maybe it's because I didn't have that shock value gut punch. But, like, I just want some fucking serious shit.
I think that, like, the shock value gut punch shouldn't be, like, what makes you cry. Like, I think, like, the way the scene is handled, even if you knew about it, is going to fuck you up. Because there's been multiple times where, like, I've known...
I don't think that scene was... I mean, like, to Alex's point, I don't think that scene, like...
Yeah, no, I agree, because I didn't cry either. So, like, I agree with you. So, like, I think even if you knew the spoiler... or didn't know the spoiler, I don't think, like, if it didn't make you cry, it wasn't going to make you cry regardless of whether or not you knew Iron Man was dying right there. Because, like, the scene wasn't, like, I mean, it was, like, I like Gwyneth Paltrow's, like, performance. She's like, damn, like, you can finally rest. Like, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful moment. But, like,
that was the tearjerker.
Yeah.
That was, like, what would punch. Like, but the actual, like, the way the death was shot. It was still a fucking medium because I guess it's fucking... I'll digress right now.
But okay, but like, I don't know. With that moment specifically, the reason why it's focused on fucking Gwyneth Paltrow is like she's encouraging him to like let go and die, and it's like you can rest now, and it's like smiling and it's like letting him go, and then once he's finally gone, that's when she fucking breaks down, and then it cuts back to him, and it shows the arc reactor. That's a beautiful thing. So like that I can kind of chalk up to like a preference thing where it's like you know. Sometimes it's not about the actual moment being filmed, it's the reaction to the moment. But I do agree that like having it just like be off to the side where you see his fucking double chin and shit and like one person crying on the screen, like it's just kind of not as effective, I feel like.
And they threw in a fucking Mr. Stark in there when he's like, we won. And I was just like, please, why? Just why?
Yeah, like at no point can this motherfucker like be like, you know how like
I thought that would be the moment where he finally called him Tony. Yeah. And I was like, do it. And then he didn't do it. And I was like, fuck. That was like my whole thing in the theater.
Damn. I like that part. when Spider-Man came out, I was like, oh, shit, bro. That shit hurt.
Yeah.
I really hate him being so attached to Tony.
And I don't even think I'm that harsh on like that aspect of being like, he can have Tony Stark as a mentor and that's fine. But like, why is it just Tony fucking Stark? Like, why can't I have Ben and Stark? Like that's my whole thing. Like you can give him the mentor as Tony Stark. It makes sense because that's like the audience character we've been following for fucking since 2008 is Tony Stark, and introduce Spider-Man through Tony Stark isn't a bad idea. And like I thought it worked great in Civil War where he had his own shit.
We're great.
Isn't it crazy how Civil War had like the best version of like of Spider-Man, the best version of Black Panther, and then in their own movies they're fucking completely horrible. Like that's or completely horrible in your book. But
I don't think T'Challa's that bad in his own movie, but I think that
I don't think T'Challa is bad in that movie. I just think that movie's bad.
That's
mediocre.
Like, cause I just feel like in Civil War, like T'Challa came through and he was that boy. I was like, oh, Black Panther's about to be like the best movie ever made.
Well, I also don't know anything about Black Panther.
Nobody does.
He had like an arc that was about him in Civil War, where it was like about vengeance,
right?
Vengeance. Yeah. And then his arc in Black Panther is like, I'm not gonna follow the ways of my ancestors, but it's not really based. It's more of a Wakanda arc, and less of like a personalized arc. And then you also have Killmonger, which is just like like a much better character to watch, and a much more complex character to like.
And the PS2 CGI.
Oh, dude,
my God, that was just terrible.
Well, dude, I don't even blame Ryan. I love Ryan Coogler. He's my boy. I love fucking Creed.
Okay.
I love him.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm with you. Love Creed 1 and 2. Fruitvale, yikes.
You don't like it?
Okay, so Fruitvale Station to me. No, okay. Fruitvale Station to me is only a movie in like the last like 10 minutes. Everything before that, I was just like.
Fruitvale Station has like an 84-minute runtime, and it took me 3 nights to watch because I fell asleep.
Dude,
3 times.
Damn. I had like I was engrossed the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it. I only watched. Fuck, that's good. And then I was like, oh, I want to see Creed now. And then I watched Creed, and I was like, fuck, that's perfect. When I watched Creed,
I loved Creed, man.
Really, I don't.
Dude, I fucking love.
Wow,
Creed.
Did you watch Creed 2, Matt?
I liked.
I don't like Creed.
Creed 2 is amazing.
I didn't love Creed 2. I liked Creed 2, but that's mostly because like I thought that how stylish Creed 1 was.
Okay,
with, like the one take fights and like just Coogler showing his like.
Okay, that was cool, but like, how come in Creed 1 they're using like a 70 to 200 millimeter on 200 from like a foot away in like a guy's hand, like with no second hand. He's just like this, and like every shot's like this.
The shaky.
I don't know.
Okay, so
I couldn't tell what was happening in like just dialogue scenes, like him talking to Valkyrie. I was like, no, I'm not capping. Like him just talking to Valkyrie, like the camera would go from like his chin up to the top of his head, and like everywhere in between, you just couldn't tell anything.
I fucked with that style though. It was
I hated that.
And I think going back to the Creed 2 thing, when I saw Creed 2 for the first time, I was like, wow, Creed 1 was supremely better than this movie. I thought everybody that was like hyping up Creed 2 was just an idiot. And then I rewatched Creed 2 again, and I was like, wow.
I had the exact reaction you had to Creed 2, but I haven't rewatched it yet.
Oh,
so I'm like,
yeah, okay.
I'm still in that boat where I was like, that wasn't fucking Creed 1. What the fuck was that?
Exactly.
That was lame shit.
Because like Creed 2
maybe if I rewatch Creed, I'd like it more. But like I just remember watching that movie and being like, it'd be great if I could tell what was happening.
Dude, that's harsh, man. I'm gonna cry. No, but then it's just like, but see, that's the fucking thing, man. You watch Black Panther, and none of like the cooler style that was in Creed is really in Black Panther.
That's
like
true.
There's elements of it, like that nightclub fight where they go like up and down and all around and all that shit, where it's like more like a James Bond movie than anything. But then you got that final action sequence, which was just not directed by Ryan Coogler. I guarantee you, that's done in a fucking computer. That whole thing with like the two Panther fucking.
I could definitely see it, a filmmaker like him just like getting to that stage of the film and just being like, I don't even know what.
Well, that's
what am I?
That's
you know,
like how? Because how do you go from Fruitvale and Creed to like a blockbuster superhero movie?
Exactly. Like he's probably so used to making like movies.
Yeah.
That when like he got to like the part where he had to make a video game, he was like, I don't know what the fuck is happening here. Can we just have the CGI director do this?
Dude, that's why I fuck with like the Guardians movies above the entire MCU.
Oh yeah.
They're so they have such a style, and it's such like a James Gunn movie first and not a Marvel movie. And I just am sick of fucking medium shots that are flat and filmed on a green screen.
And like, I can't stand that shit anymore, man. Like I really like I was telling them like for the next Avengers shits, like I need it to be on Earth. I need it to be on Earth, and I need it to.
Well, they film fucking airports with a green screen. Like that Civil War airport fight's a green screen. It's all green screen.
That Civil War fight is terrible.
Dude, that I'm in my video. Not to here, I can give you a little fucking tease exclusively here. In my video, I talk about how that's like I think that's the worst thing that's happened to Marvel was that airport fight, because after that, most of their big action sequences got really fucking lazy. And even like they solely rely on character moments and no filmmaking, okay, so compare the fucking Bucky staircase fight in Civil War. That's pretty fucking cool. They go into a tunnel. There's cool camera moves. There's dynamics going on. There's a style to it. Then the airport fight, There's absolutely no style to it. It's about the banter, and the banter works great. The Russos are great at that, like getting to the bantery parts. And then from that point on, most of the action sequences in these big Avenger movies, also directed by the Russos, are the exact same thing as the airport fight, except on a bigger scale.
Yeah, I was saying, like, with the final fight in Avengers, like, I didn't feel the fucking thing. I don't think it's good. Like, the final fight in the new movie, I was like, you could look in a different quadrant of this picture at any given moment, and there's something complete. Like, you can't take anything in.
I agree.
I went home and I fucking watched, because I'm doing the Raimi video, and I watched, like, Spider-Man 1, and those actions just, like, blew my fucking cock off.
Yeah, there's like, you could watch, like, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, I don't give a fuck.
Dude, they're better. They really are. That's going to be my whole stance. There's like very few other comic book based films that have that amount of like passion and style behind the camera, where it's like, oh, that's a real fucking wall that they put on the ground, climbing up something. That's not a fucking green screen. Oh, that's like in the Spider-Man.
When he first climbs in the wall in Spider-Man 1, fuck, like,
and it's because it's real. It's like a real wall.
And even Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, like, there's
practical
like,
effects.
There's real shit there. Like when he's, swinging under the bridge, like he was swinging under that bridge.
My dog just came in the room, so now he's a part of it. Yeah, he's like sleepy, I think.
Dude,
it's real cute.
No, but yeah, man, it's just I'm so sick of Spider-Man looking like a cartoon. That's what we can talk about for the trailer. Like even if you love Homecoming and you think it's great, like he looks like a cartoon character the whole movie, and I don't understand why. You have this beautiful suit. Like the suit's great. I like the suit, but I never see the suit because they paint over it with CG.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And it's like, okay, for example, contrast Shazam. Chris, you seen Shazam the other way?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Watch it.
Wow. But we spent like 2 hours like debating on Penguin about that movie because he's a terrible take on the movie. But anyway,
such a great movie,
dude. Like, okay, but like that suit. It is on there. You can tell it's a fucking suit that he made. Obviously, they CG the fucking lightning like glowing and shit, and like they have like
it was actually glowing.
Oh, they had like an LED or something like that.
Yeah, they had LEDs in it, man.
Okay,
like that's the way entirely practical. People thought they would CG it and make it like look better, but that's just the suit.
Dude, honestly, like that movie suit, like that makes you so much more invested in the character because like there's an actual sense of like gravity and weight to the person's action. It's not like a fucking PS3 game where like they're flipping around and like they're doing like quips and like the mouth doesn't even move by like under the mask like when he's fucking talking, which it would because it's like a rubber like latex suit. It's just like, God damn it. Like take a fucking hint from DC of all people, like from Marvel. Just like make the suit. And then if you want to do some crazy shit, have him CGI the flips, but don't fucking CG the suit. Like, come on.
I gotta run and go pee and drop this dog off. I'll be right back.
God.
Like even in Amazing Spider-Man 2, like he's wearing that suit and there's a person under there talking and it sounds like Andrew Garfield is sitting there trying like to push back the suit because it's holding on to his face. You know what I mean? Like it's like he's almost struggling to talk a little bit more than he would normally. Like
it's muffled, yeah,
it's muffled. Like it's real.
Like it's such a good feeling. Like when I go back and watch like older movies, which I don't do very frequently, but like in like back then, like CGI was nowhere near as advanced as it is now. So if you wanted to do something, you had to make something and like actually do it. And like it's just like even though like the technology and everything back then, like the movie like technically like might look like worse or whatever, like the practical effects and everything, like it just makes it feel more real and it like draws you in more than like seeing a CG fucking thing walking around.
I'll say this, like Spider-Man 3, like the fight scene at the beginning of that movie when the Hobgobbler comes out and tries to fuck Peter, like it's so fucking perfect.
No, I totally agree. And like the thing with the suit is like, okay, so for CGI, I'll give it some credit. There are characters like, Gollum in Lord of the Rings or Smaug in like The Hobbit or fucking Thanos in Infinity War, where like they're making actual beings and like they actually map on expressions of their faces and they look actually real. But there's an implicit thing there. They are not making suits that cover the entire body. If you mask all elements of like human connection by making just the CGI like Rubberman suit, you can't connect to that. So like make the suit. And then if you want to augment it with CGI, like Guillermo del Toro does that really well. Like they have the practical aspects of like all of his monsters, but they augment little bits and pieces with CGI, which is great. Don't make the entire suit rubber bandy like CGI. It looks like silly.
Yeah. I mean, Lord of the Rings also does a lot of practical stuff too. So
that's what I'm saying. And that speaks to the point. Like when you have,
but you also connected to Lord of the Rings way more than you did The Hobbit.
Well, sure, yeah.
The Hobbit was almost entirely CGI.
Oh, no, for sure. But I'm saying like when they have like Smaug's face, for example, it looks like there's a dragon there actually emoting things when like it's like right in the right up in the camera. But like when you have Spider-Man flipping around, like I can't connect to that. It's a rubber band suit. Like it just looks like it's like a poorly rendered CGI model of a guy flipping around in the air. And it's like, dude, just like even if they did that, have the conversational scenes and the smaller scenes with an actual suit. Like why the fuck does it have to be like all cartoonish and shit? Like all the time,
because it's probably I think it's just maybe cheaper than worrying about like the stitching, like bending weirdly. Like I made a fucking Robin fan film, and the hardest aspect of making that movie was how the dog's fucking barking. The hardest aspect of making that fucking movie was how the cape moved in different shots and how the fucking mask would look, and that's hard work, but also like it fucking pays off. Yeah. Like if you can get it to look right, like. I'm with you, man. Like I can't connect to a bouncing, cartoon.
Yeah, and like those elements of the suit, okay, like I would rather have them be practical, but those things like, like a trailing thing behind them, that can be easily CGI'd as long as you light the scene correctly. The actual suit, don't fucking make that CGI. Like the actual thing where the person is like so for example, like I hate Man of Steel by every fiber of my being, but that fucking suit looks really, really good. I hate the color scheme of it, but it looks like it's actually on there, and then the fucking cape is CGI behind it.
And it works like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, God damn it. Like, stop doing CGI not necessarily. It's stupid.
Yeah. Man, remember when people used fucking miniatures in movies? Like,
yeah.
Like when you had like buildings that, like didn't really exist, but people would like make little tiny models and it looked more believable than like just
that's actually crazy how that happens.
I know, it's so cool, man. Like I was watching some Batman movie. All those buildings are fucking miniatures and it works. It looks dope.
Speaking of movies and failing us, have you heard did you guys see the Disney plans on their recent movie releases that they're going to be having? I saw
some of them.
There's gonna be like 3 new Star Wars movies. I think there's gonna be like like 2. I think they're making up to like 5 Avatar fucking movies or some shit.
I don't know why. Is there like an investment in that?
Well, Avatar is like one of like the most historically like highest grossing films, so maybe they're trying to capitalize on that. But I don't know if a single soul who still regards Avatar in any positive light.
That's what I'm saying. Like the culture for that movie is dead, and it died like almost immediately after it's released.
Zoe Saldana shot Avatar in 2, 3, and 4 in like 5 days, so they already filmed a lot of the shit for it. I'm over here thinking like I have no desire in any part of me to see Avatar 2. I will not. I just won't.
Like I don't know if you guys have even ever tried to rewatch Avatar 1 at any point recently.
It's snooze.
Fuck me.
Dude, I didn't see it in the theater. I rented it from Redbox.
Yeah.
Never watch it again. But like I could be a masterpiece. I have no clue.
It's not. Dude, it's not.
I remember I was home with my friend one day, like over the summer, like a year after that movie came out, and it was on like on demand, like you could purchase it. And he was like, "Bro, we gotta watch Avatar. That movie's so good." And I was like, "I don't know, man. Like, but okay." And so I paid money.
Oh,
my mom paid money for this movie to download it or whatever, watch it on demand. We watch it, and I'm sitting here struggling. I'm watching like attentively. I'm like really trying to get into this movie. I don't remember how long into this, but maybe like an hour and 20 minutes. I was like, dude, this is fucking trash. Like, and I turned that shit off, and he was like, "Yeah, it wasn't as good as I remembered."
I need to revisit it at some point, just in my life.
I think at the time it came out, like if you watched it for the first time, like especially at a theater, like because I remember I watched it for the first time and I was like, "Whoa, like this is crazy." Yeah, and then like immediately the second time I'm like, "Dude, put a bullet in me. I don't want to sit through this fucking 6-hour movie."
Dude, it's fucking Dances with Smurfs. It's literally Dances with Wolves with fucking blue people. That's literally what the movie is. And like, I get it. Like the CGI 3D spectacle, that was like kind of the first of its kind. Like, I mean, you can say like Titanic, but it was like remastered for 3D. The fact that like this was like filmed as comprehensively in through 3D technology, all the CGI and like the motion capture stuff. It was groundbreaking, but it has no rewatchability at all. Like there's no.
That's my thing with like James Cameron as a filmmaker is I respect the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah,
but I really don't think I like any of his movies. I'm like,
I don't know about that.
No, I mean that's just me. Like I'm not a fan of Titanic. Don't like Avatar. Terminator 2 is like fine, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
How about Aliens?
Maybe that one. We'll go.
That movie
that's
Alien slammed.
Yeah.
I like Alien a little bit more than Aliens, but both those movies fucking hit.
I've never seen those.
They're great. I love.
I don't like female action heroes.
Dude, the first Aliens.
I just can't support it. I'm sorry.
Alien and Aliens are
I hate women.
fucking. They're great.
Yeah, and then David Fincher's first movie was Alien 3, and he's one of the best directors now. But that movie fucking sucks.
Dude, I've seen Fincher's like entire. That's like the one I just avoided because he hates it. So why should I watch it if he hates his own whatever they turned that into?
Yeah, exactly. Like, but like the thing is, it's almost like Raimi with Evil Dead and Spider-Man. You can see that the birth of his style came from that movie. Like the tracking shots, the color palette, like the way the camera like is kind of its own character in the movie. All that shit you can see in Alien 3. But like, god damn, like they Frankenstein the fuck out of that movie, and it literally is just terrible.
Oh fuck, rip.
Sad. Oh man,
unfortunate.
The greatest franchise is the Fast and Furious franchise. I said it.
Dude, I haven't seen a single one of those.
Oh my. Okay, from Fast 5 onwards, they literally are Marvel movies. It's fucking ridiculous.
No, they're not Marvel movies. They're
better.
Insane.
They're better. You're correct.
They're fucking insane.
Should I start at the beginning or should I like start?
I mean, like
you can that from Fast 5 on. It's not the same series.
It's like it's completely different, but they still take context from the other movies. So like.
But you'll get what they like they'll be like, yo, this person's back, and you'll be like, who's that person? And they'll be like, so my sister's back from the dead. I really thought she died, dude. When I killed her in the face with a gun, and you're like, okay.
Dude, that Hobbs and Shaw movie looks fucking amazing.
Like, my god, I'm so excited for it, dude.
So fucking off the rails, almost like parody of itself.
Right?
Awesome.
Like if you just like bonkers shit, like okay, so. Just one of my favorite scenes in Fast and Furious. Fucking Vin Diesel and I think The Rock are on top of like a parking garage. and the parking garage is like collapsing and Vin Diesel just like stomps the ground and it just collapses. It's just like, what the fuck? That's not possible.
And this guy at the beginning of this series just drove cars.
So like
there was no hint that he was the Hulk in previous movies. Like at the beginning of this movie series, he was just a guy with a fast car that wanted to take other people's pink slips. And then by the 6th or 7th movie, he was literally a facsimile for the Hulk.
Wait, who made it jump like off the rails? Was it like
I don't think the
Fast 5?
I don't think it was like a director that you'd know. Let me see.
Which one did James Wan do?
That was like the most recent one or something.
6 or 7, I want to say.
Justin
okay, speaking of James Wan, though. Okay, so Fast and Furious movies, I mean, for number one, they have the logic of a fucking cartoon. It's literally Looney Tunes for like 90 minutes, and it's all just like cars flying everywhere.
It's so fun.
It's so sick. But number two, they actually have some pretty fucking talented filmmakers making those movies. Like James Wan and Justin Lin are two fucking incredible filmmakers, and like they literally just embrace their style in those movies. Like it's awesome.
It's so fun.
I just want these Marvel movies to bring it back to fucking Far From Home. I just want them. Like, I fucking think Aquaman's script is one of the worst big budget scripts that have been released in the last like 5 years.
Right? Call me. Wait, Alex, call me. Ocean.
No, but fucking at least there was a vision. James was behind the camera. And like, I get it. Like these Marvel movies are supposed, like they've become accessible to everyone. So they can shoot it almost like a TV sitcom and it won't bother anybody. Because like everybody sees these fucking movies.
Yeah.
But I just want some filmmaking. Like
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm done ranting. Go for it.
I was gonna say like I was definitely way more enticed throughout the movie of Aquaman than I have been for a Marvel movie in a long time. Like even though like technically like there's a lot of things about Aquaman that's like inferior, but like I don't know, like I just watched Aquaman and I was just like into it the entire time. Whereas like a Marvel movie, I'm just like, all right, it's, you know.
It's like Alex said, there's a vision and like there's style and there's flair to it. Like, and like you get that, like, you know, sometimes the Marvel movies like Thor Ragnarok, like obviously people don't like it, like Alex, but like you know, like
no, dude, I like the script. I like the that's a movie where I like the script, but I think that the visual style is so fucking bland. That's like my thing about that movie. And I like Hemsworth in it. I think he's great. Yeah. But I wish the movie like visually as alive as the script is like my fucking potential.
That's fair.
Like the scene in Aquaman where him and Mira are like diving deep into the water or whatever, that visual right there just shits on anything Marvel's done in like, I don't know,
except for like James Gunn. Except for like the Guardians movie, like the exception to the rule of like looking the same. And it just makes me fucking sad because like I'm sure like look at fucking Winter Soldier, right? Like the Russos had such style coming out of the gate with like their Jason Bourne style fucking Captain America movie. Even Civil War like oozes style for a lot of it. But then when they do these big movies, it doesn't really have a style to it. It just depends on the writing of the characters and the performances. Like there's no visual style to it, in my opinion. Yeah. Only my fucking opinion.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Alex, I feel like with everything you say now, you got to preface it with, this is my opinion. Everyone has opinions. Please, it's just an opinion. This is only what I think.
Because literally I'm at that point where I found Endgame visually bland. People are going like, what do you mean? You just think because the style of the Russos isn't overt that it means that they don't have Joe and Anthony Russo? Fuck you and fuck your mother. Like that's how it is every fucking time I say anything.
Yeah, these days. Alex. Well, number one, you got to change your mic sensitivity because you keep cutting out like randomly in and out. So maybe you should turn it up a little bit. Yeah, just go to your set preferences and change that. But dude, like I agree. Where it's like legitimately people view different opinions about film, especially because I've been on film Twitter like recently. Like people,
I hate film Twitter.
Oh my, like
it's the worst,
dude. Wait, there's this. I forget what his fucking Twitter handle is, but basically this guy. I forget. It's like he loves Brie Larson so much, and he said that Iron Man was worse than Captain Marvel.
Oh, I saw that.
Which is like, okay, you can have opinions or whatever, but the fact that you're castigating a legitimate, like monumental movie with a bland Brie Larson movie that's really not that good, to be honest with you, like.
I haven't seen Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel.
I refuse to see Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel and Endgame is an insufferable cunt, and I don't care what anybody says. I fucking.
Dude, you're about to go down, man.
No, we've said this a dozen times. Thankfully, all of our fan base are misogynistic cunts. So,
dude, I'm sorry. She irked the fuck out of me every time she did something.
Somebody at my work today. Somebody at my work the other day, they were like, oh, I just wish, and this was a guy. I was like, okay, because look, when I got back to work after Something in the Water, and we all saw Endgame and everything, and it was Monday after Endgame came out. Of course, the women came up to me and they said, oh, you know, I love that part where all the women just coincidentally show up together. I was like, because my eyes almost fell out of my head. They rolled so hard. I was like, I laughed in the theater. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Khaled when I saw that, I was like, oh no, they didn't do that.
My girlfriend fucking ranted about that for a week.
I loved that.
And was like, dude, that's not real fucking feminism. That's just pandering fucking bullshit.
Exactly.
Facts.
Dude, it's like, are you really going to like her point, right? I could get her in here to say it. It's just like, don't accept that. Like that is like, as a woman, don't accept that shit. Like make compelling fucking characters. Like you have a compelling character in Nebula. Don't accept Captain Marvel being shoved down your fucking throat when you have Black Widow, compelling character. Nebula, compelling character.
Like I find it funny how like I saw something on Twitter that said like, oh, men don't like Captain Marvel because she's a strong female lead, and then it's just a picture of Black Widow, Gamora, and Nebula, and it's like, dude, oh yeah, true.
That's I vibe that.
I was like that moment. Okay, like if they did it more subtly, for example, like, you know, when Captain Marvel's like carrying the gauntlet and she gets like caught up by Thanos, if like another woman like Gamora, like, you know, stabs Thanos or like pushes him and then like maybe manages to get them top and does the head thing, if they did it more subtly instead of a fucking zoom out, like, we're going to help her, and it's all the women. Like, you can do that subtly. You don't have to fucking do like, here's every woman character we've ever had in the entire fucking franchise.
Dude, and like, I'm surprised the fucking the dyke bitch from Taiwan or whatever. What's that bitch name? With the
Okoye?
No, I'm talking about the bitch who does this.
Oh, Scarlet Witch?
No, I'm talking about the blonde bitch. Or I'm sorry, the
bald bitch.
Bald bitch from Doctor Strange's movie. I'm surprised she didn't break through the timeline and come through and be like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm here too."
And then
like that shit was so
comes out of
stupid.
nowhere. Like, I'm sorry, did I
That was so bad.
Yeah, like I said, it's like you can have a subtle moment like that where like they're all fighting and like internally like, oh shit, it's all the women like helping each other out. Okay, that's more bearable. But like, we're going to help her.
The part that like I felt was so insufferable was when the Wasp shows up and she comes in. Like, and then like they all like, I was just like, oh no,
dude,
please.
I honest to God forgot the Wasp existed and came back. Like,
That's a fact,
dude. Okay, look at Wonder Woman. That is like a movie that has a strong. I don't even love that movie for different reasons. One thing that really works about that movie is Diana is like likable. Yeah. She's compelling. She has an arc. Okay, because Diana starts off naive and has flaws. It isn't perfect. It isn't meant to be, oh, this embodiment of feminism. It just so happens that she's a strong female character that they play up as a strong female character because she's her own fucking character and not just a cipher for Disney to be like, oh, look, we have a Wonder Woman.
It's kind of like how George R.R. Martin says how he writes women characters. He says, I write them like they're characters, like they're people. And it's just like, they just happen to be a female. Like,
I felt so fucking bad when they like, there was this push that Captain Marvel is going to be the face of the MCU now.
I would not appreciate that.
I'm over here like, what about the other like tons of strong, like Pepper fucking Potts is a better embodiment of a strong female than Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is like what like a 40-year-old white man thinks is feminism. Like that is what Captain Marvel is, and it irks me to my core that Marvel is just like neglecting these other characters. Like, oh yeah, Black Widow, she's been around, and even though she's had her own shit going on and been developed for like 10 years, no, this is the one. Captain Marvel.
I think the best thing about Endgame was Captain Marvel being like, hey, there's other planets that need my help, so I'm not going to be around. I was like, thank God. Let's do more of that in the MCU.
Dude, because like I also didn't see Captain Marvel for different reasons than everyone else. It was because I saw that Brie Larson had no ass, so I decided to not go see that movie. So so when I saw Captain Marvel, I confirmed my game theory. She did have no ass, and then I saw that she was absolutely.
Dude, she's worse in her own movie.
Really?
Because I turned to my friend who had seen Captain Marvel. I was like, "Is this what you? How did you watch a 2-hour movie of this bitch just being a bitch and insufferable?" Dude, absolutely.
In Captain Marvel, I can't even describe to you how much of a non-character she is. But yet it's almost worse than like Cavill in BVS of being like a non-character that's just there and poses and like, I'm a strong, Marvel character. And I really can't like opinion once again. I just really can't I just can't fathom anyone getting anything from that. And if they did, that's great. Like if a little girl thought that she was the coolest fucking person, like that's what it's meant for. But it's just like, make a compelling character. Like, don't worry about the fucking gender. Make a compelling character first, and then you can add on whatever gender things you want to say. But like, but the movie is just meant to say something. It's not like an actual fucking movie. It's not like the most interesting things about those movies are young Sam Jackson and like the Skrull is like steals the spotlight away from her any fucking time. And it sucks. It's like, I don't know how you guys feel about Brie Larson if you're on like fucking hate train.
I used to really, really like love Brie Larson. Like when
same, but
great actress.
Really she was a really good actress until she lost her ass.
I think that she's I think that she's a great actress. I just think that like this role is horrible.
I definitely don't think she'd be a good mattress actress. I'll say that.
Wow. I liked her in Scott Pilgrim.
Dude, she's
really?
the bomb. She's the bomb in Scott Pilgrim.
And what's is she in Room?
Yeah,
she was in Room.
Dude, Short Term 12. If any of you have seen that,
great movie.
She's good in that. What else? Fucking Don John. She has no lines in it, but she's really fucking good.
Yeah,
she
was good in that.
She's in Don John.
Yeah, she's the sister in Don John.
She's on texting like the entire time, and then like
but she's good,
the
man.
one thing
she's good.
Which by the way, Don John like.
That's in my top 5. That's in my top 5.
So
no
good.
joke. It's like one of my
your top 5 movies of all time.
No joke.
It's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, and I've seen a fucking shit ton of movies, and I just like when I saw that,
I do. Have you never seen Don John?
Chris? I have.
Oh, okay. So I was like, I love that movie. I'm sure I would have shown it to you.
His first time directing anything, and like he makes
exactly. That's why it's in my top 5. His first time fucking directing, and his performance is fucking great.
Yeah.
The directing is great. Each act has a distinct visual style to it. There's so much like showmanship on display. I just fucking love it. It says something meaningful and it pulls it off without seeming like preachy. And it's just great.
Love him.
He's the best.
JGL's the
Don John, whatever his name is. John Gordon-Levitt. John Robin.
There you go.
Yeah, but like I just don't understand. Why would you waste Brie Larson with a character as uninteresting as Captain Marvel? Like you could literally have
I don't even know why they introduced.
As a feminist, that's the only character that makes sense not to have an ass.
Sure. I don't know why you introduced Captain Marvel anyway. Like why just this all powerful broken being like.
Well, the problem isn't that like she's broke. Like the problem is that she's the only character that they've put in the MCU who is actually at the level of her power, like in the comic books. Like,
but why?
Yeah, exactly. Like but like if the Hulk was as powerful as the Hulk is in the comic books, like,
dude, I dealt with a fucking shitstorm because I said that she was shoehorned into Endgame. Like, and then I was like, I think even if you
isn't she like literally shoehorned into Endgame? Like
that's what I said. And then like even Brie Larson has said there was no script when they were recording her shit for Endgame because it was like what seems like a fucking last second decision. And I got so many replies saying, "Oh, you didn't say this about Black Panther in Civil War." And I'm like, well, because Black Panther has an arc in Civil War. And they're like, well, you didn't say this about Spider-Man or Ant-Man in Civil War. And I was like, well, yeah. Ant-Man, I guess you could say, was shoehorned in, but he still was like there, and he had a big moment that like served the plot of the film, and like
he was integral to their battle plan as well. You know, like
yeah. And
are you telling me, Chris, you didn't like it when she randomly shows up and completely annihilates? She literally is like One Punch Man.
She literally punched through the spaceship that was fucking up everybody.
Like I was just telling Chris I was watching One Punch Man. I'd never seen that show before, and then I got to the part where a giant Thanos ship shows up, and I was like, "This motherfucker's gonna one punch a ship." Even One Punch Man couldn't one punch a whole ass ship.
I just wish like don't waste any act. Like write a fucking character. Like Marvel, your entire fucking brand is built off good characters. Like, why is this the one you fuck up on?
I mean, to be fair, like that's actually what Captain Marvel's like in the comics right now.
Like that.
Is she very arrogant?
Uninteresting. She was really good. I forgot. I think it might have been Kelly Sue DeConnick was writing her and started making her a cunt, but she's a Kelly Sue DeConnick is actually a good writer and was able to, do something with that and not make it come off so completely unlikable. But then all the other people like who would write her after that couldn't write her. And
now
she's just unlikable. She's just unlikable. She appears to be like an absolute thunder cunt.
But then like fucking pull a Spider-Man and just like not make it the comic person. To tie it all together, like make it its own character.
There's no reason to make like if you're gonna make a character comic book if there's gonna be a character you're not gonna make comic book accurate, it's Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, are there any like fucking Captain Marvel comic book fans? Like I've never heard of them. If there are, like I've never been surrounded. Like I've never met a single person who Captain.
Like I'm not gonna hold you. Before this movie, I know Captain Marvel existed, and when I heard of Captain Marvel for the first time, I was like, I don't know, it was a girl. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it would have been way better to do it like a Kamala Khan Miss Marvel book or movie. I mean,
what the only fucking exposure I had to Captain Marvel was Captain Marvel, like the dude.
Yeah,
because he was in like the cartoons and shit. Like anyone know who the fuck I'm talking about? Like
I know the character like from the comics. I didn't.
Mar-Vel.
Yeah, Marvel.
Is he in Captain Marvel the movie?
Yeah, it turns out that. Do you want me to spoil it? Do you give a shit?
Yeah, I couldn't care less.
Spoilers.
It turns out that her like pilot mentor figure, like I forget who the actress. They like switched that Marvel was her like mentor, or like strong female mentor.
Wait, I'm sorry. So you're telling me Captain Marvel was a woman?
Yes. Unless I forgot that movie. Unless I just fucking made that up. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, no, it totally was, because she was fighting the Kree War before. Yeah. Or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're willing to change that character, but we're not willing to change the terrible character of Carol Danvers, I guess. Dude, I seriously think it would have been way better to, because then you could have like your Peter Parker. I mean, Kamala Khan has literally got the same character as the way they're writing Peter Parker in this bullshit.
Like, hi, I'm excited for everything.
She's like, hi, I'm Kamala Khan. And then like, Spider-Man be like, oh, I'm Spider-Man. And she'd be like, oh, we're using our fake names. Like that's a Kamala Khan script.
Yeah. That's my whole thing. Like, why is that the one you dropped the ball on? And then like, my biggest question of why is like, I can't understand why people would like her as a character. Like, even in Endgame, I can't understand like what is.
She's not a character.
It's because it's not exactly. It's like when I asked the girl, I was like, "What did you like about her?" Because she was just an absolute cunt, and she was like, "Yeah, but she's the strongest. She's the strongest one out there." I was like, "So that's all that matters to you?" So
that makes me so fucking sad. You're gonna make me cry.
No, like that's what I was literally. I was so.
Well, dude, so
I was deeply saddened when she told me that.
So you're just gonna ignore this great arc. Probably the best thing about Endgame, with Nebula learning to overcome her abuse and learning to overcome her past self, literally, to focus on Captain fucking Marvel because she's the strongest. And this is why we can't have nice things.
Because even the women, no offense, are like, they're sitting there and they're like, they're literally just happy to see that the strongest character in the universe is a woman. Like that's not what matters.
But
like Iron Man was never the strongest person in this universe, but he was. I don't
talk about who's the strongest character.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter at all.
Shit about that when I was like 10. Like with their stupid.
And this just goes to show that men are more advanced than women.
I don't agree with that statement. If anyone takes this out of context, dude, I got some serious fucking haters. I'm paranoid.
What did you just say?
It was a joke, woman.
Hey.
Can you get her on here and be like, "Hey, do you like?"
She did not like Captain Marvel or the. Wait, Mia, you didn't like Captain Marvel in that movie, right?
I never watched it.
No, I'm talking about in Endgame. Did you like Captain Marvel? Wow. But she didn't like the scene with all the women.
Should I call Natalie? Have her rant?
I would love that.
Honestly, have her on, but like, dude, like, legitimately, Captain Marvel was a pixie cut with legs. That's literally what she was. Oh, it's going.
Terrible movie.
Yeah, really bad. All right. Well, fuck. I was gonna bring something up that was funny, but I forgot it. It'll come back in a couple minutes. Don't worry.
That's fine.
I like your shirt though, man. You're pulling off the vertical stripes well.
I got her if you want her to rant.
I'd love to.
All right, sweet.
She'll come eventually.
Awesome.
I was waiting for you to make a joke.
Wait, Alex, I didn't know this. Because like I've been singing since I was like 9 or 10 years old. Your girlfriend has a fucking bomb voice. What the fuck?
Oh, dude, yeah, she's the best. Yeah, she can fucking. Yeah, I keep telling her to upload more YouTube videos. She's very shy.
Dude, like I've been like looking for like a female voice to like do a duet with like over the internet. Like I'll like send her my parts and she'll like sing. Would you like?
Oh, she'll do it. Yeah, she'll do it. I mean, yeah. she'll probably like blow you off for like.
Oh, good. Well. I mean, I'm 45 years old, so it's not really like unexpected. Because I'm just a fucking old piece of shit. But yeah.
Dude, I feel bad that
Fuck you, Matt.
I don't think I even got us off topic with Captain. I feel bad.
Nah, don't feel bad.
But yeah, Spider-Man: Far From Home. To me, my quick two cents. It looks like Homecoming again, but with a little bit of dimensional lighting to it because they have the Daredevil cinematographer, but it still looks flat and blank. Oh, you want to rant about Captain? Still work clear.
Yes.
Go ahead. Bullshit. Get down. Here, pull up a chair real quick. Yeah. And just give us your 2 cents on that female team shot, and then
wait, that's a chair. Okay. Oh. Hi, Natalie. How are you?
Hello.
They can't. She can't hear because I have headphones on. But yeah. No, because then it'll just.
Well, what is the content?
We're just talking about how there's like all these really good female characters in Marvel, like Nebula,
they get fucking ignored. It's just ridiculous. It's like people.
Can you move the mic a little bit closer to you guys?
Yeah. Wait, we can't hear you.
Can you hear now?
Can you hear?
Yeah. Turn up the gain a little bit. Yeah.
I did. Can you hear now?
Yeah. We're good. All right, go ahead, Natalie. Go. Do it.
Am I gonna?
Yes. No, you're good. You're good. You're
okay.
Good.
I don't know. The thing to me, it just feels like they're covering their ass.
Yep.
You know? Like it feels like everybody's like covering their ass. Like, oh, we better throw that female team shot in there. Like, what about Nebula? You know, the fact that they didn't feel like that was enough. The fact that they didn't feel like that was enough to like give male fans. It's like, it's kind of like. I don't know the word. I wish I could like.
Wait, Alex, give your headphones. Give your headphones.
Feels like.
Wait, Natalie, hi. How you doing?
What's up?
You have an awesome voice, by the way.
Thanks.
Okay. That moment, it feels so condescending because it's like all you care about is seeing all these people on the same screen. You don't give a fuck about arcs. You don't give a fuck about any of this stuff. All you want to see is a fucking zoom out shot of all these people, and it's like that's almost insulting as a fucking audience member.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially a woman one like that.
Especially as a woman, yeah. Like you really feel like that's what I'm here for. I'm here to like see all these like it's badass, I guess, like theoretically, if on paper, like it's cool to see all these characters together, but it's so forced, you know, like there's nothing natural about it. There's nothing like
the problem is like all the women at my work, like I asked them like, you know, like what'd you think of the movie, and they were like, oh, you know, Captain Marvel was so like I loved Captain Marvel. I was like, oh really, like you loved that insufferable cunt? And then they were like, yeah, you know, like she was the most powerful bitch on screen, like she's more powerful than like Thor and shit. I was like, who cares?
Why? But that's the thing, like why? Like she didn't earn it. She's been around for one like shitty movie. Like, I don't know. There's no reason for me to feel like I should identify with Captain Marvel at all. Like, I don't know, man.
Who do you identify with?
Fucking Nebula, dude. That's my girl.
Exactly,
I love Nebula. That's my sis.
I hated Nebula when she showed up. I thought she was terribly overacting.
And why?
Well, it's more Karen Gilliam and not like her character. Like
I meant like, but I'm talking about when she first showed up.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything. I just had the report of people. No, that's okay. But I understand maybe like not super Nebula. I just like her a lot because I don't know. It was cool to see it matter, you know?
Yeah, I loved her in this movie, but I was just saying in Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought like she was just really overacting and.
I think this movie brought a lot of like complexity to her character. So I think in this movie, like she's really good.
Yeah.
I honestly wish that it had been in a different, like if like, being frank, I guess that whatever like plot needed it. Yeah, I wish that like James Gunn would have gotten a crack at that because I don't know, cool guy.
Yeah.
He get A's?
I don't know. It just Captain Marvel. She just irritates the shit out of me, man. Like she's just there because everybody feels like she should be, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like it's rude to the female population, and it irks me that all these ladies, like I don't know. I guess if you identify with it, like it's cool, whatever.
No. Say what you want to say.
It's just like, are you really gonna let these like 40-year-old white dudes tell you that like that's who you're supposed to think is cool? Like that's the woman, you know? Like who is she? We don't know shit about her except for like I don't know. Her movie was lame. Movie was lame, and like she was in Endgame because they thought that it would make people feel like this agenda was, you know, agended. Even like they checked it off the list, you know.
They literally that's 2000. Now they feel the need to call attention. I mean, Pepper Potts is the best fucking character in the MCU.
Yeah, like where's her recognition? I don't know.
Nowhere, because you got to focus on Captain Marvel because she's the best.
Yeah,
she's the most powerful.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I'm gonna take a minute. All right, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Natalie.
Sorry, was that a good cameo?
Yeah, that was great.
It saved all our asses too from being attacked.
Yeah, we had a female agree, so.
Dude, honestly, the fact that she hates Captain Marvel as much as I do, like she's a keeper.
That's how I feel. Right now, she's calling for trying to collect the dog.
Dude, how old is Ace now?
7 months, but he's like so fucking small. He's like a midget.
He's still a little shit, right?
Yeah, he's a fucking shit.
That's great. What are you eating there, Chris?
Macaroni and juice.
Dude, I tried to be.
Those checks coming in, huh?
I tried to be professional, not eat on the podcast, so I shoved fucking chicken down my throat before I came on. And now everyone's eating. So
yeah, worry not.
We are.
This podcast is one thing.
Last time I was on, you guys asked me if I'd go down on someone with a weird vagina. I expected worse questions today, but I was pleasantly surprised that I just had to fucking talk about nerd shit.
Well, the day is young.
I was about to say the night is young. If you want to get into some crazy shit.
Wait. So Alex, I have a question. So, do you fancy yourself a hip hop fan?
Dude, I don't fucking know. I don't think no. What do you count as hip hop?
Do you listen to certain rap songs and you like them?
No, I listen to Childish Gambino, but that's like literally about it when it comes to rappers.
He's a white guy, so
yeah, Childish Gambino's white.
hey, I'm a white guy. I like rap. Anyway, so at the end of the podcast, we have a little segment where basically what we do is, have you ever seen 8 Mile by any chance?
I haven't seen it, but I know what it is.
Okay, well, this joke is not as funny anymore, but it's fine. Like the whole premise is we are all, I guess, armchair rappers to some degree.
Oh, dude, you're not going to get me to rap on the podcast. It's not. I'll tell you right now. I will judge. I won't do it. I just unplugged my headphones so I can't even fucking hear anything. But
oh my god, you're a cuck.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, man. You're not going to get me to do that.
What the hell?
I'm sorry.
Come on, man. Dude, I'm whiter than you and I rap.
Dude, I'm not doing it. I'm too fucking stressed. I did this move. Maybe if you caught me at a chiller time. Not today. All
right, fine. Well, I guess we won't hear him rap about San Raimi. That's dude.
No, that, I mean, maybe like get me fucking drunk first, even though I'm 19, can't say that, but
you're 19? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, I'm a young man.
Holy shit.
I know.
I'm a baby and Johnny's an old man. That's like the dynamic. I told you, it's like fucking Mr. Stark over here.
Yeah, dude, honestly, I want you to be better, man. I want you to be better.
I want you to be better than me.
You fucking assholes. I hate all of you.
So Game of Thrones fucking sucks.
Yeah.
All right, so preface, Alex and I don't watch, so we're going to have nothing to add to this, but...
Man, what a disappointing season it's been so far. If I may.
A disappointing finale. Like, no, it's terrible.
Well,
I wouldn't say it's terrible.
It's terrible.
My dad's a big Game of Thrones fan, and he really fucked with not the last episode, but the battle episode that everyone fucking hated. So he showed me like 20 minutes of it, and like it looked good. Like I watched it like on a stream, and I could see it. Like I know people complained they couldn't see shit.
Dude, I could not see a thing.
But I thought I know nothing, so like fucking tell me I'm stupid, it's fine. But like it looked like every decision about how dark it was or how shaky the camera was like stylish. It was on purpose because they're in the middle of this huge war and it's supposed to be scary. And it was also like
my problem with that episode isn't that it's dark. Like I think that'll be great on Blu-ray and shit one day. Watching that on that big ass fucking TV one day in the dark,
You mean like the writing shit is what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean the writing is absolutely abhorrent.
Is it like fan servicey or like what is it?
It's like fan fiction.
Yeah, nothing makes sense, dude. Like it's like
imagine you have watched a show for 10 years, and for 10 years they've subtly but surely expressed to you that this is supposed to happen.
Well, what's supposed to happen? Like, is Jon Snow supposed to be like the winner?
That Jon Snow is not just the winner, but like that he's the prince that was promised. He's Azor Ahai. He's the chosen one.
Yeah.
Like, and they prove that to you by reviving him from the dead, like Jesus.
He's like the Superman of Game of Thrones.
Sure.
Yeah,
and then
explain it in other nerd shit for me to understand.
Yeah, so he's the Superman.
Okay.
Quite literally. Like this motherfucker, I mean, not literally because he doesn't get killed by Doomsday. He got killed by his friends. And and he comes back from the dead and everyone's like, damn, this motherfucker really is that hitter. And then everyone's like, you know what, my bad about that. And he spares their lives. So I guess, yeah, he's pretty Superman-y, I guess. So then all of this shit is meant to prove to you that he is that motherfucker. And they also show to you that he's not actually some bastard, just some random bastard. He's actually, the son of like the prince to the king before they got fucked up. And
yeah. So he's supposed to be like
He's
everything is pointing towards him being that motherfucker.
But he's not going to be that motherfucker.
Well, now it's looking like he's going to be that motherfucker, but he's not
in the way
this motherfucker. Yeah. Like he's supposed to be this motherfucker who takes out the big important bad guy who's like actually like the supernatural bad guy of the Night King.
Mm-hmm.
And they just decided, in their own words, to pick a different character to do it because it was, quote,
less predictable.
Not what everyone thought was going to happen.
Oh, that's dumb though. They're just doing that to, not do the other thing. So
they literally said it was the least expectable thing or something like that.
So the thing is, like, the character that they chose for this moment, in my opinion, maybe in the books, I don't know, but in the show, does not deserve that. In my
wait, so who is it? It's the
Arya,
fucking
Arya Stark, like the little girl,
the little girl,
the girl who does look like a boy.
Okay, so not like the fucking not Jean Grey from the new X.
No, not her. If it was
she
her,
also she's
myself.
She might be worse than Captain Marvel.
That's who my dad thought it was gonna be. He was like 100% sure that it was gonna be. I don't know if he was happy about it, but that's like was his guess.
I'm glad they did not do that.
Yeah,
well, you don't know.
I might have been even more upset.
Dude, they'll probably do some shit where they fucking like, you think it's gonna be Arya, and then it's gonna be, random ass motherfucker in the last 5 minutes. It's gonna make everyone on the internet fucking like blow up.
So
yeah, that's what they did with Arya.
Yeah, because
is it over?
Yeah, no, the fight between the characters, the zombie motherfuckers, mm-hmm. those motherfuckers that they built up for 8 seasons straight and made it seem like they were going to be the ender of worlds. They ended that with one blow.
So Arya won the Game of Thrones?
She didn't. No. So the Game of Thrones is different from like.
Oh, okay.
But that's the point of the White Walkers. The White Walkers are meant to show that like all this superficial bullshit of trying to figure out who's going to be the winner of the Game of Thrones. That's not what's actually important. Like that, at least that's what everyone. That's what the show is trying to make you believe. They're trying to make everyone.
And now these last 4 episodes are going to be like, oh, it's actually the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's kind of annoying. I can see. Okay, you guys thought I'm going to go fucking piss again because I got the bladder of a fucking old man.
So, hey,
is this third piss break? I think it's third piss break.
Second piss break, dude. That's better.
Oh man.
But
dude, like, so obviously, like, I haven't seen the most recent seasons. I've read the books, but I haven't seen this new shit. It sounds like this is almost like The Last Jedi, where like they're subverting expectations, not for like an actual plot arrival or like emotional thing. It's subvert expectations for the sake of subverting expectations.
I mean, that's what Rian Johnson did.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's literally throwing a wrench in the plans, not for any purpose, but just to throw a wrench in the plans.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
I feel like what happened was the writers were like, damn, literally everybody on the internet knows everything. Everybody knew that Jon was Aegon Targaryen years before it got to that point in the show. So I feel like they were like, damn, they know how our ending's going to be. It's not going to be as impactful because everybody already knows. So I think they want to just change shit up for the sake of changing shit up. So that way people would be like, damn, I didn't see that coming. Because that's the only way it makes sense to me. Because I think like the way everybody thought it was going to go was how it was going to go. You know what I mean? Like Jon Snow gets the 1v1 with the Night King, fucking claps his cheeks. And then you got to worry about like the Iron Throne bullshit or whatever. But like everybody was going into this season expecting that. So they're like, I mean, our show has always been like praised for like doing the unexpected and like having these shocking reveals. So what everybody is expecting to happen, like they already figured it out. Like we got to find something new to do. So then they just fucking shit it out something.
Sucks.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's terrible. But what they did want, first they only made it so this new season was 6 episodes, which really cripples them because it's incredibly hard to, end all of the plot threads that they've had going. There's so many, and so they're like, the first 2 episodes they also hurt themselves even more by making it completely filler. Like nothing happens. Like if instead of wasting 2 episodes at the beginning, if instead, like sometime at the end of the first episode or something, like the Night King shows up and then they have like the second and the third episode to do this fight. And then you can give Jon Snow a battle with the Night King, and you can, even if you let Arya be the person to kill him, it's not even that, like the issue is that they literally didn't even let Jon Snow and the Night King have a 1v1 on Rust. Like that's,
and they didn't do any of that just to be like, oh, you thought.
No, they just did that to be cunts.
Oh yeah.
Like if there was one show, like just any show out there that should have been like milked, it's Game of Thrones, because there's so much to pack there. Like these TV showrunners are always like, I bet Walking Dead just got renewed for season 16, bitch. Like nobody wants that anymore. But like Game of Thrones is something that could have benefited from that, but for some reason they're just rushing to finish it.
Well, you know what the reason why they're doing that is because like these people have actually conned the entertainment industry into believing that they're talented people. But in reality, like the second they ran out of book material, the show instantly started going down. It
was
downward.
Season 6, right?
Something like that.
Season 4 onward. They started.
I had like a buddy who's a diehard gamer. Stopped. He like said he.
You're cutting out a lot. I don't know what you were saying.
Dude, I don't know why. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Wait, did you go to audio settings and like put down the threshold for like the sensitivity?
Dude, what the fuck? Okay, wait. One second.
Oh my god.
Okay, voice and video. Okay.
Okay, Ken PhD's got to get in here and fix it for him. Okay.
What should I put it at?
Just like. So, like, when you're talking, you see the bar moving when your voice is actually, like, being picked up, right?
Yeah, it goes beyond the line.
Yeah, that's good. So, bring that threshold down. So, basically, it picks up more sound.
So, like this? Did that do anything?
Well,
probably.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so, drag it so, like, there's a big window between your max volume and, like, what you set it at.
Okay. So, you want... Okay, so there we go. That's at, like, -50.
Yeah, sure. That'll be fine.
Okay. Cool. But anyway,
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's fine. Whatever. We'll talk shit about you behind your back. Don't worry about it. Can we talk about shows that start off really strong and end shittily?
Like, I just want to finish this thing real quick about these motherfuckers. So these motherfuckers con their way into the entertainment industry by piggybacking off the back of George R. R. Martin. And the second they ran out of show, they were like, and had to start, like they had the outlines, but they had to start making up dialogue. They had to start making up bullshit, and they completely ruined everything. And then they started getting then they were like, oh, you know what we should do? We should make a TV show about fucking if the South won the Civil War, and everyone was like, what?
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Everyone was like,
that
what?
Is the
why do you want to do that?
Oh my god.
Why do you want to do that? That doesn't sound good. And then they might get the next Star Wars trilogy. Now, if you were curious, they're
the writers.
Yeah, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss are.
I thought Rian Johnson was doing that.
It's between Rian Johnson and the showrunners of.
Oh my god! So either way.
Either way, don't give a fuck about Star Wars anymore because it's over.
But let me be clear though. Rian Johnson, I feel like if he had his own trilogy to work from and he's making his own lore, probably a little better than The Last Jedi because he takes a shit on J.J. Abrams' work in the episode 7. So if he has like an entire arc to play with, it'll be better. But I agree that like it's probably gonna be pretty bad.
I'm not interested in that.
Star Wars is already shit as it is.
Dude, I'm a guy who doesn't give a fuck about Star Wars.
Neither do I.
My childhood was like Spider-Man, not Star Wars,
Oh,
yeah, I don't give a fuck about Star Wars, but like just from like I watched the movies. Like obviously like everyone's seen the movies.
Yeah, that from my like perspective as not a fan, I think the worst thing they did was like they did the halfway thing where it's like make a new trilogy about Finn or tell the finishing story of Luke. But they did both, and that is what like lost me. They like kept trying to fucking fit in the old with the new, and I would rather just have a self-contained story about new characters.
Like I'm not like a Star Wars fan. Like I didn't grow up with it or anything, but like watching them later on, like I really do like episodes 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, I do have like a softer spot for because like those were movies that were coming out in theaters when I was growing up, and I did see them. I still think episode 3 is pretty decent. I'm not finna hold you, but like I like Star Wars, right? But then episode 7 came out, and episode 7 is like, you know, redoing a lot of the same things that have been done in the series already. So like, okay. I can let that slide, I guess, because Creed 1 did something similar too, like where Creed 1 was like essentially Rocky 1, right? Like kind of the same thing. So I'm like, all right, you're bringing this to like a new audience, okay, but the next one like needs to hit. So then the next Star Wars episode comes out, and I'm just like, this is an abomination.
Wait, dude. So do all you guys hate The Last Jedi? Is that the
It's
vibe?
terrible.
Okay, I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
I absolutely despise that movie.
There are some things that I like about it, but there are so many fucking glaring plot holes that it's hard for me to talk about that movie in any kind of positive light.
Dude, I'm the guy, I saw it and I cannot tell you a fucking thing about it. I could not tell you anything that happened other than Luke died and Yoda showed up. I forgot it a week later.
The craziest thing was Carrie Fisher literally dying, having the sad moment. Like, oh, the tribute to the character, and then
they
she
give her
just
force power.
I laughed at that
she
moment.
just Superman's to that. And I remember, I think I was watching with one of my friends, and I like looked over, but like I guess they didn't. They're not as. Wouldn't consider myself like a Star Wars head, but they might not have been like as in tune with Star Wars as I was. And I'm like looking, and they're just sitting there watching like nothing's happening. I'm like,
oh yeah, I remember
happening?
that when she like flew.
Yeah,
she flew.
She's literally dying in space, and I'm like, okay. Her character, she's actually dead in real life. A good send off to the character.
And then
she just starts flying. I'm like,
dude,
you gotta be kidding me.
I just thought then that moment I was like, holy fuck, I must not be a Star Wars, like I must not know shit because I didn't think that Leia could fucking fly. Like that was my honest to God thought.
Funny enough.
Oh shit.
I was like, what the fuck?
And not only that, the whole theme of Matt, me talked about this for like 35 minutes. The whole theme of the movie is let the past die, let old things die, let everything die. Everything has to die and be new. She is dead in real life. And you have her live at the end of the movie. What the fuck are you gonna do? Like,
Rian Johnson, I genuinely believe he was a Star Trek fan growing up, and he just wanted to fuck everyone's day.
It's just been like a lifelong con.
It was literally just to pay back all those motherfuckers who made fun of him for liking the nerdy shit.
He was like, I'm gonna become a director. I'm gonna do my thing just for the chance to direct a Star Wars movie, and then I'm gonna ruin everything.
Dude, it's just like Looper's fucking great. So
Looper's a great movie.
Oh,
Brick,
I
love Brick.
Brick and Looper are both great, man. And like, I have no strong opinions about Star Wars, period. Just because I don't care. If that makes
not
sense.
lie, but like as a third party looking at the story narratively, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about Star Wars. It's just like from the narrative perspective, I'm just like, this just isn't what was supposed to happen. It's just not what was.
I was a fan. The movie that like stuck with me of the fucking new ones, like including Rogue One and Solo, which I just forgot about.
Solo is next level bad. I'm sorry. I had to say that. That is probably, if I could erase one movie from ever wasting my time, it's Solo. Like,
dude, can you
I
imagine
hate
the
that
fucking
film.
Lord and Miller, if they had actually finished the movie, how good it would be.
I'm
like
so glad they
Spider-Verse.
didn't. If we didn't get Spider-Verse, I'd have killed myself.
Spider-Verse is
I
fucking
feel
godlike.
Like, because they got kicked off that movie, we got
They wanna make
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. That's true.
Like,
Dude,
that's
like I liked Force. Which one's is it? Force
7?
Fuck.
Force Awakens?
Is that the one JJ directing?
Yeah.
No, I fucking really like that one. Like
I did too.
rewatched it. It was
It's
fun.
a good movie, yeah.
It was fun. There was new characters, but then when I watched Last Jedi, like it wasn't really about Rey or Finn, and that's like what took me out of it. So I didn't really care because like they're in there, but then it's like, oh, we're focusing on Luke again, and I was like, okay, that's a decision.
You want to talk about setup and then getting cucked? Like Snoke with all this setup, just fucking.
Oh yeah, that was
like,
funny, man.
He's like, oh, I didn't see that lightsaber there, Kylo. Be a shame if you would have. No, I'm dead. And then like
Also,
Rey's parents, like they built like the whole fucking episode 7 is all about like, damn Rey, like where your parents at? She's like, they just left me. And then like in episode 8, it's like, yeah, your parents just left you. I don't know Like, that's it. It's like, what do you mean?
I think it's weird that JJ's doing 9, so you have this weird middle child.
Yeah.
Of like this trilogy where it's like you have the first JJ movie, then you have Rian Johnson, then you have JJ again. It's just weird.
He's like, how do I fix this shit? Maybe we
my favorite part was when like JJ Abrams was like, he said something when he read the script or something. He was like, I sure wish I got to make this movie. Because he was like, because I guarantee he was like, this motherfucker ruined every single thing I set up.
Yo, hold on. Maybe the Thanos snap affected the Star Wars universe too.
No, I guarantee he said that because he was like, I've got to come back. Like, I've got to come back. If I say something bad about this movie, I'm never going to get to do this. Like, I have got to come back and finish the movie I tried to start. Like, why did they do this to me?
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't.
Also, why would you have 3 different directors? Why would you allow 3 different directors? Or why would you allow this director to write a movie and direct it or whatever, and then have a different guy write and direct?
It's weird that like maybe with directing it could be because like Empire was directed by someone different.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could have like as long as the same person's writing it or something.
Yeah,
you know?
but you have like two clearly like even from my outsider perspective, it's so different visions for what's happening.
Exactly.
That it doesn't really mesh well. It's like if you got Sam Raimi to do the first Spider-Man and then John Watts came and did Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, no man, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know anything about Star Wars. I'm over here in my comic book bubble.
Yeah, honestly don't give a shit about Star Wars. I just feel bad for the people. Like if they did that to me with Spider-Man.
Is that a mad?
I guess I'd be pretty upset too.
All right. Let's talk about shows with shitty endings. So like
Dexter.
So first, let me lead my way there for like why this is a topic that triggers me. So like people were talking about Game of Thrones, like, oh, it's gonna end really shitty, it's gonna be really bad. And I saw on Twitter that people were shitting on the ending of Breaking Bad.
No, fuck you, man. No.
Breaking Bad is one of the most satisfying endings to any series.
Who's hating on that?
What else could you want from the end of Breaking Bad? Like, there's no other way.
Everyone wanted him to die, right?
Oh yeah, I want like even though I want Walter's character.
Cancer.
You want his cancer to get him. But how anticlimactic would that be? Oh fuck,
dude! Like fucking everybody fucking knew that Walter, even if they liked him, he had to die for what he did. And the fact that he did that, but he also went out swinging, avenged all the shit that happened to him, set Jesse free, avenged Hank and Steve Gomez, fucking set up his family, which is the inciting incident for the fucking show is he's trying to set up his family after he dies. The fact he does all of that and then he finally rests and he has that fucking like almost kind of like satisfied smirk. How the fuck can you think that ending is bad? Like,
dude, I'm mad.
I'm so glad it's just not the ending anymore.
Dude, I'm mad about that. I'm fucking mad.
No, yeah, I'm terribly mad. I was just being facetious. Yeah,
dude, like why would you take that, which has a literal like last page of a book? It's done. You put that shit on the shelf and revisit it. And now you're gonna make like a Jesse spinoff.
Okay, actually, real quick, talking about sequels. Let me just go ahead and say this. Okay, like I'm a big fan of the franchise, right? But I don't know, something about John Wick getting like sequels that I don't know.
Okay, I remember you tweeting this week, and I was like, "What are you on?"
Wait, dude, I'm with you. I love the first John Wick, and I don't like John Wick 2.
Okay, look. It's not that I don't like John Wick 2, but I don't need this to get milked. Like John Wick 1, perfect film by itself. All I need. I don't need this League of Assassins coming out of nowhere and all of a sudden this universe.
It's not coming out of nowhere. It was in the first movie.
Dude, no, but that's my issue with the franchise already is that you have John Wick 1, perfect, okay? And then you obviously have the story they want to tell, which is everyone's hunting John Wick. And John Wick 2 is literally them figuring out how the fuck to get everyone to hunt John Wick. So it's like it's like a filler episode of a TV show. We're like, not even filler, but it's like, okay, we need this to happen, so we're going to work backwards from that.
What was the point of John Wick 2? I don't remember.
Dude, he like fucking kills a guy in the hotel from his past that like comes back to ask for a favor. There's no emotion behind the plot. Like
he wants to like leave the League of Assassins or whatever, and they're like, you can't leave the League of Assassins, bitch.
Yeah, and then he kills somebody in the hotel just so that everyone can hunt him. And the end of John Wick 2 is the coolest fucking thing about the movie. So I'm excited for 3. but like 2 doesn't need to exist.
The end was cool as fuck.
I don't know. I liked that dyke bitch in the movie.
But dude, I mean, like, I'm all about that emotion. If you've watched my YouTube channel, and like the first one has the dog and it has like his wife, and that's the driving factor of the movie, and it's revenge and it makes sense, right? The second one is like a series of plot threads that have to allow him to kill someone in the hotel. So
I don't know. I can kind of hear like he because of John Wick 1, he was like, okay, like he was already retired, right? In John Wick 1, and then these motherfuckers came and they killed his motherfucking dog, and he was like, that's crazy.
And then he killed literally all the Russians in like New York or where the fuck it takes place. Yeah,
and then somebody was like, oh shit, this motherfucker's back, huh? And he was like, no, I'm not back. I just really had to fuck some people up when they told me that when they really fucked around and killed my dog. And then he comes back and he's like, nah, like for real, I'm gonna need you to like pay up.
Yeah.
And John Wick's like, nah, dude, like I'm done. Appreciate it, but I'm done. And they wouldn't let him rest. Like, dude, if somebody woke me up on my Saturday and wouldn't let me rest, I might be liable to kill him too.
Yeah, he just I think what happened, does anyone remember it more than me? He's in the hotel and he's just like, fuck this bitch, and he shoots him in the head. Yeah,
he's in like the hotel with like the assassins, so they're not allowed to do business there or anything like that. And the dude, he went there because he knew that John Wick wouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah, and John Wick's like sick of his shit, so
he was just done with it because.
All I'm saying is we all remember John Wick 1 a lot more than John Wick 2.
Exactly, dude. I think they should.
I don't know. I think I've seen John Wick 2 way more than John Wick 1.
That's crazy.
I think the action in John Wick. I mean, that's honestly the real reason I like John Wick. I'm not gonna front.
Well, yeah, of course. That's like the reason.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not super invested in because I'm gonna be honest with you. Somebody waking me up on a Saturday and me having to kill them is just as likely as somebody running over my dog or whatever and me getting upset and killing everybody.
It wasn't just a dog, man.
It wasn't just a dog. Dude,
what was it?
Actually, speaking of which, Alex, let's say someone kills Ace. Are you going John Wick and killing everybody?
I think I may. I was thinking about that today. I was thinking, honestly, like if a car hit Ace, what the fuck would I do? I think I'd just like lose my.
People are dying.
Oh, did you name him Ace because of Batman?
Yes, dude. Thank you.
Cool.
You're the first person to fucking get that.
That's cute.
I
love Batman Beyond.
Yeah, dude. I was just like, it's Batman's dog, so fuck yeah. And he also looks like a playing card, kind of. So like, like if I'm feeling like I need to impress someone, I can be like, oh, it's named after because he looks like a playing card. Instead of like, in Batman.
I don't know if you remember the show Batman Beyond.
Yeah, Ace the Bat Hound.
Read a book, you fucking peasant.
Read a comic book, bitch.
Wait. Is that the pretentious douchebag shirt on the shelf over there?
Yes, I have the merch in the background. Yes, I do.
Have you guys seen the shirt?
Is that somebody tweeted you some shit, right?
Yeah, I
turned. Can
you
show the people so you can give a quick part for that? It's fucking hilarious.
See that ass?
Yeah, that's right. Bend over.
It's a fucking wagon.
He's like 18, so.
Huh?
I turned the hate comment into the merch.
I wish we had made you remember that one comment that we always laugh at, Chris? It's like somebody randomly, years after an episode of the podcast or something, just comments, or maybe it's on one of my videos. He was like, I fucking hate my shitty life.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, guys, it was secretly Johnny just before
I love, like, there's, to this day, I made a video back like 7 years ago now or something like that. It was a long ass time ago. I made a video called like Comic Book Hunter, and I was ironically searching for an issue, the fucking issue where Superman dies. And at the beginning of the video, I was like, I'm going to be looking for the issue where Superman dies. It's incredibly rare, hard to find. They didn't make very many copies of this book. Nobody expected Superman's death to be a big deal. And to this day, there's like a comment every week at the minimum where somebody's like, idiot, this book is really, really ubiquitous. If you'd searched for even half a second, you would have found it. And I was like,
dude, I think it's just like,
I was like this video like seeps irony. Like, it's dude, so ironic.
It's like from fucking being a comic book movie YouTube channel, which I guess I fucking am. Just like the comic book guy in The Simpsons, that is like pretty much an accurate representation of like 95% of comic book fans. are
It
just
is.
the most like entitled fuck faces in the world. And like that's not saying my audience is filled with those. I'm sure like some of them are assholes, but like
We are.
yeah, I mean like it's just for like every 2 positive, oh, I loved how you manipulated like emotion in this video. Great job. You know, like great filmmaking skills on display. There's like, actually the best Marvel film is Winter Soldier, you fucking piece of garbage.
And you're like talking about DC.
Yeah, I'm fucking talking about BVS, and they're like, oh, the best. You just don't understand the biblical imagery of fucking Zack Snyder. You know, he went back in time and fucking wrote the Bible. He created death scenes in film. Did you see that shit? Did everyone see that?
Oh my dude, like so like
Did you see that shit? Oh my god. That he liked that tweet. He liked that Vero post.
Wait, what happened exactly?
You didn't see this shit? Oh my god.
No.
Okay, so
explain.
Okay, so like Film Gob, who's like the ultimate fucking Snyder fanboy in the world, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He said that the Russos stole Iron Man's death from Zack Snyder.
Oh, I did see that tweet
And then
or whatever.
liked it. And it's just like, dude, Zack Snyder fucking invented the concept of death. Like that's what it must be.
The God of Death was written after him.
Dude, honestly, it's so hacky because like he has like 8 or 10 screenshots side by side of like fucking stupid shit. Like it's like there's 3 heroes in a desolate place, and the same thing happens in BVS. And there's like a big flash of light after something happens, like you know, like the kryptonite spear in BVS, and like Iron Man snaps his fingers. Like, and I'm like,
I'm gonna be honest, those pictures did look very similar to each other.
Well, dude, it's just like that's how you fucking film a death scene. Like it's not.
I'm just saying. You know,
dude,
as a Zack Snyder fanboy, release the Snyder Cut, please.
Dude, what made me fucking cackle was the image that was like, if you seek his monument, look around you. Of Superman.
Oh yeah, that.
and then it was proof Tony Stark has a heart. And this guy was saying that the same thing. That the Russos were like, you know what? This motif that was set up in fucking Iron Man 1 about Tony Stark having a heart, you know, the thing that was made in 2008, stolen from Zack Snyder when he made BVS in 2014.
Yeah,
and like these people are dead fucking serious. That's the worst part.
Exactly, they're serious, and like they said, like yeah, you know, they have Lois Lane crying over Superman's body, and Gwyneth Paltrow, who's also a redhead, is crying over Iron Man's body. So get fucked. I'm just like, are you?
And then he liked it. That's the embarrassing part. That's like that is the part where I can't even like rag on him anymore. I'm done. Like it just speaks for itself. I'm never saying anything again. I don't need to.
He really liked it.
He was
like, finally somebody sees these motherfuckers stole from me.
Wow.
Dude, he liked it, and then of course his defenders are like, oh, he likes everything he's mentioned on Vero. And I'm like, so you're telling me he couldn't read the fucking headline that says Russo stole image from Zack Snyder before he liked it?
You gotta have some huge ego to even entertain that, because like, well, Alex, I don't think we've talked about like Zack Snyder like chastising people. Like you're living in a fucking
dream world, man. That's my favorite quote of all time. Put that on my fucking gravestone, man. I'm living in a fucking dream world where Superman doesn't fucking rape Lois Lane. That's my fucking dream world.
Dude, like, you know what's so funny is like Zack Snyder, like, I don't think it's a meme. I think he truly sees himself as a transcendent, like Alan Moore type voice, like in superheroes and shit.
Dude, he misunderstood Watchmen, which like you could fucking understand when you're 14. Like it's just like he didn't get that Rorschach's not the fucking good guy of the goddamn story.
Watchmen's a good movie.
Dude, it's his best work. I don't like it, but I think it's his best work as a film.
That's so insulting.
I don't like it.
That's his best work. I hate it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like it, but it is his best work.
I take it back. I haven't seen Owls of Ga'Hoole. I can't say it's his best work.
Oh, God, the fucking owl movie.
Dude, read the Rotten Tomatoes summary. Read the critical consensus for the Owls of Ga'Hoole movie. Like, go on your fucking computer and read it right now. I'm not going to read it to you. Do it.
I'm going to
read it out loud and then tell me what that sounds like.
Of Ga'Hoole?
Yes. Read the Rotten Tomatoes. Read it. Go.
I'm gonna do it here in 2 seconds as soon as Legend of the Guardians' dark tone and dazzling visuals are to be admired, even if they're ultimately let down by a story that never lives up to its full potential.
Isn't that his entire fucking career?
Damn.
As soon as I read dark tone, I was like, oh, this is gonna just
In a
this
children's movie about owls. Like, it's like, dude, the guy, like, I just can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I'm retiring. I'm done. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. That he liked that. And it's just like, what the fuck, dude? Do you want people to hate you even more?
Do you think he works again?
Dude, he's doing that Netflix movie right now.
I mean, anybody, I could get a Netflix movie. What does that mean?
No, but dude, did you guys, I'm like a fucking obsessed Snyder fanboy, so I know all this shit. Did you?
I hope you work as his PA when you move to Hollywood.
Oh my god, dude, wouldn't that be so fucking funny? That'd be the completion of my 5-movie character arc. Planned for me.
Seriously.
I have to become his PA before I can become the real Alex Hunter. No, he fucking took a page from the Fountainhead, which is like his whole philosophy is based off that shit.
Oh my god.
He named his new filmmaking company like Stone Quarry, which is where the misunderstood artist goes in the book, right? Like I haven't read it, but I was just reading about the meaning of it. Where after the critics fucking slam his work and don't understand it, he goes to the Stone Quarry to build himself into a better artist, I think. And so he named his new production company Stone Quarry.
Dude.
And that's what's doing the Netflix film.
Dude, so, and he's making a fucking cinematic adaptation of The Fountainhead.
Which he probably misunderstands. So even though it's his whole philosophy.
Dude, like I've never seen somebody with such an inflated fucking ego. Well, I make sense. Like Ayn Rand's whole philosophy is being selfish is the only thing you can do in the world that actually makes sense. And he is the most egotistical guy who's ever fucking lived. Like ever.
Yeah, dude, like you listen to him like a fucking Snyder con. There you go. He threw himself a fucking con.
Oh my god, that is
dude, that's
where that video came from.
Yeah. Dude, at SnyderCon, I watched the whole live stream.
He really made a con about it. I'm sorry.
And all his fans are like eating this shit up and they're cheering. And like people are asking him like fairly intelligent questions and his responses, like he talks like a fucking frat boy. And it's just like, how can you think you're so profound? And like then I said that on Twitter where I was like, oh, he doesn't sound like he knows what he's talking about, right? They're like, oh, well he's dyslexic. And I'm like, that doesn't mean that, that doesn't mean you're gonna fucking say you're living in a fucking dream world, man. I lost my fucking virginity to Watchmen, bro. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, So now I'm glad though that this is coming out because now like my hatred of him isn't so like, oh, you fucked with Batman and Superman. Now it's like, oh, you're just kind of an asshole.
I'm all for hating people, by the way. I'm here for this.
Especially for inalienable things that they can't choose.
Correct.
Yeah.
You have brown eyes. God damn, you fucking loser.
Fucking, you're
wasn't
26.
Where I was going.
God damn. Fuck you. I'm done, man. I'm done. I promise.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, you guys are ageist in this podcast. You guys discriminate because of my age.
Dude,
I don't know why gas prices are so high. We should just like farm it from Johnny.
I heard Johnny still has some oil in his backyard. You know?
I'm an oil baron from like the 30s.
He's a snake oil salesman for the Wild West. Fuck.
I'm gonna kick your ass when I see.
Dude, Red Dead Redemption is based off the real life story.
Jesus Christ.
Red Chemist Redemption.
Oh fuck.
Alex, when I go to the fucking chemistry convention in Pittsburgh, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass when I see you.
Dude, go for it. You can come over and beat my
When
ass.
are you going?
There's a couple of this summer. I think the one I'm gonna go to is probably in August. I want to say.
Oh, really?
I'll make sure I'm not in town that week. I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I wouldn't want to cramp your style.
Emphasis on cramp.
Oh, fuck.
All right. You all need to have one good one-liner from my age, and we gotta move to another topic.
Dude, yeah. I'm done. I don't got any more. I'm laughing too fucking hard.
All right, Matt, what do you got?
I don't make fun of people based off of things they can't control.
Yeah, no.
I would say
5 minutes ago, you said the exact opposite of that.
Dude, I would say a joke, but I don't think you'll be able to hear it. So I'm good.
Go ahead.
Turn up those.
No, you won't be able to hear it, man.
Oh, that's what you mean, you piece of fucking filth.
You didn't even fucking hear it. That's the funny part.
That's the best part. It's like when you ask your grandma like what it was like eating ass in the 60s or something. And she's like, eating ass? Like, what's that?
Johnny's still wowed by the effects of like Superman 78. He's like still believing a man could fly. Like,
hey, motherfucker, you have a fucking 12-minute video about I spent the night.
Dude, that movie's awesome. That movie's fucking great.
This isn't a Superman movie, and it's fucking amazing.
That's a solid ass impression, though. Dude, can you do my job for me?
James freaking McAvoy.
God. If you guys are curious where Xavien is this week, because he seems to miss the episodes like 3 times a month now, he is currently like a homeless person, like a homeless vagabond, traveling across the country to Fort Worth, Texas, so that we can see a K-pop show tomorrow. After the show tonight, I will be going to the airport and flying there myself, as I am not a vagabond.
Man. That's beautiful. That's friendship.
Yeah, I can't wait. You like K-pop, of course, right, Alex?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, great. What's your favorite band?
Yeah.
Blackpink, probably, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then your bias.
Yeah. Sure, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting for one day, like when we have like another girl on the podcast. God forbid.
Dude, dude, I'm just gonna send Natalie on next time.
Hey, she's a K-pop fan?
No, but she knows way more about music.
I keep her.
Yeah, you guys can just talk to her the whole time. Just then you can like say the most sexist, offensive shit, and then you'll have a woman there, so it'll be fine.
You know,
and Lord knows we need that.
Yeah.
I covered my ass by having her come on, so any like fucking high top haters can just be like, "Oh, his girlfriend was on. It's fine."
Yeah,
that's my scheme.
That's what I do. I just have Mia poke her head around anytime I make a terrible joke.
Just come here. You just call her over.
Yeah.
I think Johnny fell asleep. It's past his bedtime.
I'm answering work emails, you fucking dick.
Just like a middle-aged man.
Oh, fuck.
Can't take a minute away from work. Always brings it home with him.
Johnny, I thought we were supposed to all, participate in this podcast.
Well, since it's been the shit on Johnny episode, I've tried to retract a little bit and not be in the firing line.
We shit on a lot of other shit too along the way.
Yeah, true.
We didn't even fucking talk about. We kind of talked about Spider-Man for a second.
Yeah, we did. It was like 40 minutes of the podcast. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but we didn't even fucking talk about the trailer. I don't care. Like, the less I say about the trailer, the less shit I'll have thrown at me on Twitter. So, like, I'm good. But
look,
it's the same thing. It's just the same. That's
what's his face looks cool.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Me, dog.
Jake Gyllenhaal could rip my fucking ass in two. That's just a full-blown fact.
I want him to mutilate my G-spot, bro.
Dude, I'm hoping God when we go to California this year that we just happen to see him and we can allow him to fuck our shit up.
And he just spits on you, man.
I'm fine with that. I would love that. I'd have my vial prepared and I'd be like, oh, okay. Got it. Let's get it to the lab and start cloning him.
It's the last Harry Potter movie when Snape's kind of like, take them, please. And you have the spit.
I'm dead serious.
Dude, I got a funny story about Jake. I can tell on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Dude, so when I lived at home, right, my family lived in an apartment building, right? And there was this guard who was also a guard on movie sets, right? So they filmed Southpaw in Pittsburgh, and it was in Southpaw, Jake. And apparently he's like the biggest fucking diva on the planet. And at one point his stomach hurt, and he ran through the ghettos of Pittsburgh screaming, "My stomach hurt." And every single PA and guard had to track him down and get him to come back on set so the director could apologize to him. And I'm sorry if I just ruined your image of him, but this is just one story I heard. The guard has no reason to lie about this because he was.
That's a very weird thing to lie about if it was.
Right?
Wait. I'm so confused. Wait, his stomach hurt because he got punched in the stomach, or because
No.
Like
I don't know why. I don't know why. I just know. I think he had a tummy ache.
Well, maybe the director should have seen that coming.
I guess so. And then I think he was also method, and like I guess the person in the movie's a prick, so maybe he's just acting like a jerk. But yeah, apparently he was like screaming down like the bad streets of Pittsburgh, being like, "My stomach hurts," and then that made every single person on the crew. It was like an in joke on the Southpaw set for like the rest of the shoot, and he had such a miserable fucking time on that set after that.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. But you know who's nice?
Who?
Tom Hanks.
I can believe that.
According to the guard, he's like actually just Tom Hanks.
Who else do we think would be? Who do we think would be a dick?
Apparently, I got
Brie
more.
Larson.
Tell me more. Tell me more. I love this.
Oh my god, who's the girl in fucking who's Amanda Waller in Suicide Squad? Great actress. Her name is
Viola Davis.
She apparently fucking hates white people.
No way,
dude. No, I'm dead. I think she's in Fences, right? And they filmed Fences in Pittsburgh.
Are you telling me,
dude?
A middle-aged black woman who was able to live through?
No, of course,
parts
like
of Jim Crow era.
So, reasonably so. Like fucking hate white people. I hate fucking white people. But apparently,
right there, white fella.
Yeah, exactly. I fucking do. But like on set, apparently she was just like didn't want to deal with the white PAs and stuff.
Who
just
could blame her?
Dude, I got called a racist bitch at work yesterday. I did not appreciate that. So at work, I work at a gym, and we have to, if somebody's coming in as somebody's guest, we have to have them sign in the little paper that says they're a guest, and they have to give us their ID to hold while they work out in case of like an emergency. We had a person
of color.
No, not of color. We had a person get injured at the gym also, and we didn't have their ID, and we couldn't figure out who they were, and it was a huge issue, like huge issue. So now like we need people's IDs, because if that happens again and we don't have their IDs, like they might shut our gym down or something. And honestly, it would be fine with me. I don't care. Get me out of this job quicker. Anyway, so I asked this. I was coming out of the office. My boss asked me to do something for him. I was doing something on the computer, and then like in my periphery, I saw a person signing in, and then they walked off. So I assumed that we'd already gotten their ID because there's another person at the front desk. And then this giant African-American lady wearing highlight green comes in, and I knew who she was because I had personally told her like 18 times that she needed to bring her ID or I wasn't going to be able to let her in anymore. And so I noticed her, and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, do you have your ID?" And she was like, "Oh no! Oh, here we go again with the white shit. I'm gonna have to report this for real." And I was like, "Ma'am, please do. Feel free." And she was like, I'm gonna really have to report this shit. This is crazy. Yo, Viola, you ain't gonna believe this. They really out here being racist and shit. I was like, what? I was just like, yeah, I got work to do out here. I don't know what the fuck you're on. And then she walks back and she goes, "Racist? Oh God, I can't believe this." And then she walks back past me again. She goes, "Racist, bitch." And I was like, whoa, don't say that. Like, you can't say that. And so I went to the office and I told my boss, I was like, "Hey, this lady just called me a racist bitch. I figured you should probably be aware. I believe you're probably going to get a complaint." I didn't appreciate that. And then I had like 3 other black people that day like scream and holler about me asking for their IDs. I was like, you know what, black people, you are allowed in for free from now on. Like, I can't deal with this shit. Like, if you ever at this gym confront a black person, whether it be because their payment is 75 days late, whether you confront them because they're bringing their children on weightlifting equipment, whether it be for their own safety because they're about to choke the fuck out on a bench when they have no spotter and they're doing 350 pounds and they're a shrimp. God. It doesn't matter what you are doing or saying. If it's for their own safety, you are racist.
Dude, it's just because you're racist, man. I don't know.
I should have thought about that. Really.
Yeah, exactly. Your character flex screen. You should have picked a different option.
So who else is fucked up in the business?
Okay, I got a funny story. Someone like almost died while they were filming the Mr. Rogers movie with Tom. Someone did fucking die while they were filming the Mr. Rogers movie with Tom Hanks in Pittsburgh. Some like gaffer like fell out a fucking window or some shit, right? And literally
What?
all the producers cared about was, where is Hanks? We got to get him out so he doesn't see the body. And that's just like some whack industry shit, but I believe it. Like that is completely. No, they were filming the Mr. Rogers movie down in like, I don't know where they were filming, like Squirrel Hill area where I lived. And somebody fucking like either broke something big, like their neck or some shit. Someone fell, okay? And the only thing they were worried about, like the line producers and like the producers were like, Hanks can't see it, was like what they were fucking worried about. And that's just like, that explains the industry right there. Felt like that was funny.
Yo, Alex, have you ever seen Project Greenlight?
The like the program? Like the fucking like Ben Affleck, Matt Damon thing?
Yeah, that TV show.
I haven't watched it now.
Oh, I think you'd really love the first season. I think you'd love. I think it gets progressively more and more like showy.
Shitty. Yeah.
Like
but it's
more and more like it. But the first season was actually, it really felt like you were watching. And the movie is not good. Like the movie that ends up getting made is not good. Like there's tons of problems when they're making the movie and everything.
But it's cool to see them.
It was really, really cool. Like that was one of the first things I saw that wasn't like, somebody making like a YouTube. Because I've seen like every single behind the scenes thing on YouTube or anything I could get my hands on. Like, especially when I was first getting into filmmaking, I took in every bit of content I could possibly find. But that shit, it makes me want to rewatch it right now, honestly. But like, it was so fun and interesting. And you got to, see these people like
put their hearts into something that I'm into that. I'm into that shit.
It was really, really cool.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to fucking shoot a short relatively soon. Hopefully.
Oh shit, word.
Maybe your fucking camera in the mail from fucking Black Magic.